Okay, we're in the settings screen. I'm the hidden object guru, and I'm joined by popular demand by the Night Dawg.
Hiya.
I don't know if that's what people... Okay, I've already inverted the thing, so we're good to go. I don't know if that's the kind of voice people are expecting the Night Dawg to have.
Oh, okay. Hey, ooh, Night Dawg.
I don't know if that was a lot better. But no, I'm very excited to have you join me again.
Thank
your
you.
your appearance on what's that thing called? Oh wow, dudes! I can. Hey, see, a contextual command comes up when I walk near the guy. That's nice.
Was it Far Cry?
Yes, when we were playing Far Cry, it was one of the most popular streams we've ever had.
Wow, that's surprising to me.
Really?
I don't know. It's just maybe it's the popularity of Far Cry. I guess what I'm saying is perhaps there is no causal connection between the Night Dawg and the popularity of that stream.
Well,
but then again, maybe I'm wrong.
It was an 8-part video series, and you were a 9-part video series. You were in part 8, and that's been by far the most popular of the 9-part video series.
I guess that maybe there.
So I would not credit, the wonderful popularity of Far Cry with it. No, I would credit the Night Dawg.
All right, well there you go. This will be a test if it was just incidental or not. We'll see if this is an incredibly
as or more popular. No, I'm not going to snap his neck. What is wrong with you? You'll see what I'm talking about in a second.
Very bald, Hitman.
He is very bald, and he has a barcode in the back of his neck because he's an idiot.
Oh, he did that himself?
No, he's a clone.
Oh, yeah.
But get rid of the barcode.
Yeah.
Like you're free to do plastic surgery. You have millions of dollars because you kill people for a living from a secret. Drag the body into the restroom. I gotcha. This is the tutorial mission. Obviously, I'm learning how to play the game. Because me just having played every other Hitman game ever isn't enough. No, I have to learn it again. I'm being sarcastic. I obviously do have to learn it again.
You forget, though, if he didn't have the barcode, he wouldn't be visually interesting.
God, I know, that ridiculous idea that, well, no, everyone has to have a different custom look to them that you immediately understand.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm still playing as a murderer.
Yeah.
Oh, if Sam Fisher doesn't have 3 eyepieces, blah, 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 blah.
He'd just be another Stamos. Not Stamos. No,
Stamos.
wait. Stamos? No, not Stamos. Help me out. Popular actor, British, bald, does...
Jason Statham?
Statham, thank you. He'd just be another Statham clone.
That's true. Which, Jason Statham, probably never up for this role, which is sad.
It's a shame.
Okay, so I've noticed my target. Do you think people are going to find it suspicious having a guy in a costume walking around the really, really garbage kind of yacht we're on? Like, they said it's a yacht, but this place is garbage. So my plan, and I've got a fire extinguisher. My plan is to walk up, hit the man in the head with a fire extinguisher, and then run away.
By the way, that's how I would assassinate someone. That's exactly how I've actually said this before. That if I were a hired assassin, I would walk up to people and I have a cinder block and I'd be like, "Are you, Gary Marshall?" Gary Marshall.
Apparently, the person you've been hired to assassinate is film director and creator of Happy Days, Gary Marshall.
Are you Gary Marshall? And he's a friendly sort, so he'd be like, "Yes," and then I'd have my confirmation, and then I would hit him on the head with a cinder block.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because no one would assume I was there to assassinate. I don't look like an assassin.
No, you
just
don't.
For people out there, they can imagine a person who doesn't look like an assassin. That's what I look like.
Okay, the least like an assassin ever.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm not dressed as a yacht crew member, so I can't follow him upstairs with the fire extinguisher I plan to murder this man with. So now we have to find a crew member, get him isolated, hit him with the fire extinguisher, steal his clothes, and then, that'll be good.
I wonder if this is based on Adad Khashoggi's super ship.
Do you mean Adnan Khashoggi?
Adan, whatever his name is. Is it based on his super ship?
I think so. Throwing blunt items at people will knock them out and not kill them. If they are found, they will be woken up. I will remember that. I will close the door. How do I throw things? Oh, like that.
Know.
Pong. Okay, this is the problem with us having a slight delay. You will not see for a little while how awesome it was that I whipped a fire extinguisher at a guy's head. Then
Now I've seen. That was great. That was
yes,
wonderful.
wasn't that great?
Wow.
The game is like, okay, if you don't want to kill a guy, just do a a silent takedown thing and
Yeah.
knock him out, right? But what you will do is then hide his body in a freezer
Oh,
while he's knocked out. Yeah, I still think he's gonna die. Is the thing.
yeah, I think that would probably kill you.
Yeah. Oh, I can poison food. That's nice.
I mean, he was just given like vicious blunt trauma to the head, and then dropped into a freezer where he will be for, I'm guessing, at least half an hour in game time
No,
logic.
that will freeze him to death. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I understand there's a fire upstairs, and I need to check on it.
Then again, this guy's a hitman, so I guess he doesn't care that the guy's dead.
No. What did you see? Well, it's a bald guy. A lot of bald guys in the world. He had a barcode on the back of his head. Oh. I get that. Yeah.
That would narrow it down at least a bit. I'm guessing there's probably no more than 320 guys who fit that description.
Barcode on back of head?
Yeah, you can see that being the kind of thing some, prisoner might do or something. It'd be really funny to give me a barcode, he might say. He probably wouldn't say it'd be funny. The kind of person who would barcode their head probably doesn't have much of a sense of humor.
I'm going to blend in behind the bar. Ah, yes. Blend in. So, he's my, because he's the employer,
Mhm.
right? He would recognize me if I was just walking around.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing a role,
Yes.
like serving drinks, he won't notice.
He probably won't unless he knows all his employees and uses only his in-house team of staffers or whatever the hell you call
Oh,
people.
so his yacht is in... Okay, this is very
indoors?
strange.
Is it indoors and surrounded by curtains?
Oh, I'm a stupid person. This
Yeah.
is a training mission.
Oh, so this is a fake set. That
This
you're
is
meant
a
to be
crude
on.
set to
Yeah.
represent the thing I actually did.
Ah,
I don't know why that didn't occur to me.
He looks a lot like a young Professor Charles Xavier.
Who?
Oh, no.
The Hitman.
Oh, the Hitman!
Huh.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
My wife is
All right.
very
So, I took a poll, and don't question me on whether this is true or not, but I
Oh.
took a poll about what topic people would like us to discuss on
Yes.
while playing Hitman, and the unanimous result was the cartoon Hammerman. So, do you have any thoughts about the cartoon Hammerman?
Do we have to tangentially link that to Hitman? Other than
I really hope we don't.
Oh, okay, good. Well, Hammerman, yeah, wow, that is not been often talked about, as far as I know, in internet let's remember nostalgia type things culture.
I know, it's strange, isn't it?
I don't think the nostalgia critic or the nostalgia chick or the nostalgia dog, which isn't a thing but should be,
Aw.
have ever done episodes about Hammerman, but maybe they have, I don't know.
All right. You're getting hammered.
Oh my goodness, that's true. You're being told you can't go that way, or at least that was the last thing I saw. Oh my goodness me, I'm sorry.
It turned out I am not good at murdering. Oh no! There are guys coming to kill me. Okay, I may have screwed this up.
You're doing
But then
a good job.
again, I am clubbing people pretty viciously, so
Wow.
it may not be that. Now, I disguise myself as a bodyguard.
Take that, you.
I steal a gun. No, he went this way! Quick, he's over there! You gotta stop him! And then, I get behind them. Oh, there's a lot of cops here. I don't know where he went, kind sir, and I don't know a naked man on the floor whose clothes are mysteriously missing. Poor Hitman.
They're making this simulation easy for you.
Yes. What's that? I could fake surrender, but instead I'm going to shoot you. Oh no, I'm being shot! That was bad. Okay, let's try that again. So what we've learned now is the hidden object guru is not good at games about murdering people.
When did the first Hitman come out?
2001 or 2002.
It's funny to see that still computers were not yet
I have to
universally
start
flat
over?
screen. Oh my goodness.
And what was that about computers?
Not universally flat screens yet. I always forget exactly when that transition happened, that like everybody in the world got a flat screen monitor.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Oh, well, there was a monitor in the background when you were playing, and it was a computer monitor on a desk, and it was a big, clunky, old-time 1990s computer monitor.
Well, this is set 20 years before.
Oh, of course, that's right. I forgot it was a 20-year flashback. Yeah.
No, this is set in 1996.
Okay.
And the game is set in 2016.
Oh, I see. This. Okay.
I don't know if I made that clear. This is the brand new Hitman game.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you had said that this was like a best of Hitman or something like that. Yeah.
It's an easy thing to get wrong. So.
Okay. And this was like an updated graphics version of that game or something. Yeah.
No, that does exist. It's called Hitman Contracts, but that's not this.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Cool. So yeah.
Hammerman. You were saying.
Yeah. Oh, Hammerman. Speaking of things from 20 years ago. Yeah. Or more.
Can I save? Because that would be great. I could have saved. Okay, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, Hammerman, for those who don't know, was a cartoon starring and about MC Hammer.
Now, did he actually star in it, or was it just a sounding likey?
I think that Hammer was. I think don't quote me on this. I have no evidence one way or another. Okay, so in the opening of Hammerman, the actual MC Hammer, as a non-animated character, would be standing like in front of an animated backdrop, and he would tell you what the episode was going to be about that day.
Right.
But as to whether or not he was providing the voice of the actual like cartoon Hammerman, MC Hammer, I don't know. Like I know in the case of Pro Stars, the cartoon from around the same time with Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, and Bo Jackson, they would do these kind of opening segments where they'd be like, kids, don't smoke crack rocks and also watch this cartoon. And it wasn't them in the cartoon, but it was them in the opening sequence. So I don't know if that was the same deal with Hammerman or not.
Because Mike Tyson famously does the voice on the Mike Tyson Mysteries.
He does, but that's like the humor of it, right? Like obviously the appeal and the humor is that you're actually listening to Mike Tyson reading. By the way, a new Hitman movie, Hitman 3, if you're not already aware, is got Mike Tyson in it.
I did not know Mike Tyson was in the new Ip Man movie.
Yeah, the new Ip Man movie.
Wow.
He battles Mike Tyson, so that's apparently awesomely entertaining. And Mike Tyson has to speak Chinese for part of the role. So,
I am so excited about this movie.
Yeah, get ready to be super entertained. There's not enough like buzz in the West about this movie yet, and unless it turns out to be woefully bad, like I think it deserves all the buzz that we can give it, for sure.
Okay, I immediately got spotted. I've been disconnected from the, Wait, why would I have to... Okay, I've just been disconnected from the Hitman server. There was a network error. Please check your internet connections. You'll be returned to the menu where you can try to reconnect and load your last save game or autosave. Why can't I just keep playing?
I'm now seeing that also.
Okay, can you explain to me why I would have to be on a server to play a single-player game?
Maybe they audio recorded us talking about Hammerman, to which they own the rights, became displeased, and disconnected you.
I guess. That could be it. Oh, there was I have to go online before I can load this save?
What?
This is crazy!
That's stupid.
Oh my god. I cannot... I cannot even believe how insane this is.
And it's not because it's loading from the internet, though.
No, it's saved on my hard drive.
But that doesn't make any sense. This is the invasive age in which we live.
But why would I need to be on a server to continue playing the game? Like, okay, we all saw that happen.
Yeah.
It kicked me out of the game because it lost a server connection. A single-player game.
That's just bizarre.
I don't want this to become a screed against modern business practices, but what is being online providing me as a service?
It's providing you the service of them reading your metadata. That's what the service is being provided.
I always think it's safe to take a sip of water after I say something, and then you say something funny, and I always choke every time.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's my fault.
We're not visually linked here, so I didn't know you were sipping water.
No, hey, I'm the one who thought it was safe, and I was and more fool me as a consequence.
Right. Well, you're back in now anyway.
So what kind of villains would Hammerman fight?
Okay, yeah, so Hammerman, as I said, yeah, it was a cartoon about MC Hammer, and the deal was MC Hammer, or rather Stanley, the name of his character on the show. You see, Stanley ran a youth center in O-Town, I think, was the name of the town.
Was that a fake Chicago, or...?
Yeah, I think it was a fake. What's the town across the bay for San Francisco?
Oh, Oakland. Yes, that actually makes way more
Yeah,
sense.
I think he was from Oakland because he says in the song, "Can't Touch This." He says, "It's good when you know you're down." A Superfly homeboy from the
The
O town.
O-Town, right.
So I think he lived in O Town, but I have this like memory of it being called Oak Town, but it might have just been me mishearing it as a kid.
That can happen.
Yeah, and so he lived in this town, I guess O Town,
Or Oaktown.
and or Oak Town, and his name was Stanley. And apparently, I think he ran a youth center, and he, according
Because
to...
he liked to, and I'm going to quote everything here, helping the kids.
He did. The song...
He had a message for the kids, if you will.
Actually, do you want me to just tell you the theme song to Hammerman, and that will thereby make clear the plot of Hammerman?
Please.
Okay. Hammerman, Hammerman, hammer. Whenever there's a crime, some crooks are going to do time. They all best beware, because the Hammerman will be there. Yeah, here's how it started a long time ago. The legend of the hammer, and how it began to grow. Now here's where the song gets confusing, because up until this point, it's been talking about Hammerman, and now at this point, it starts talking about a different character, Gramps, who you'll see is the original Hammerman, but it just jumps in and says he, like it's still talking about Hammerman. So then it would say, he, Gramps, was given these magical shoes by a hip-hop Motown dude. Together they had power. They
Wait, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead, please.
How can there have been a hip-hop dude in the time when Gramps was doing things?
Well, okay, so again, I don't think we've explained yet. This show is about a superhero, Hammerman, who's kind of like one of those generational superheroes, kind of like a Green Lantern-ish kind of thing, where it's like...
Or to use a slightly more obscure and less accurate reference,
right?
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, yeah. I have no idea if that's accurate.
Neither do I.
They passed on generationally at least 3 generations.
Wait, are you telling me I had a silenced pistol this entire time I could have been using?
Oh my god, you
and a
did.
garrote? That's so embarrassing.
You were... I thought you were doing the thing with the
fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher, either out of complete necessity or maybe humorous purposes. But apparently, yeah, you added a garrote and a silenced pistol, both of which would have been a lot better.
The hell? Locate exit. I will locate an exit. Well, you may say, oh, it probably wasn't a smart idea to shoot that guy in the head. And I would agree with that. How do I put the gun away?
I don't know.
Like, I've got the gun in... Oh, I have push up to make it go away. Non-target killed. Yeah, but he was having a corrupt business guy meeting with the guy who was here to kill, so... Yeah. I think that's fine, right? So,
he definitely...
I'm addressing the morality of brutally murdering people.
Yeah, in a game called Hitman. I think the time to question the morality would have been before purchasing the game.
Ouch! But yeah,
I mean, there's no ambiguity about what you're doing.
So he got a hip hop.
Yes. Well, a hip hop Motown dude. So I think what it was saying is it was anachronistically referring to a Motown dude as being hip hop, just meaning cool.
Oh, just as an adjective to describe his kind of persona. Gotcha.
Yeah. Assuming that I wasn't mishearing the lyrics and they called him a hep cat Motown dude, that's a possibility, I suppose.
Even that would be anachronistic.
Probably, yeah.
Because Hepcat was long. It's so far from the time and place of Motown that I don't think that would be accurate.
Yeah. So apparently, like, okay, so yeah, so what happened is there's generationally, and there's no explanation as far as I know where they came from, these pair of shoes, which also can talk, and they're called lefty and righty.
As you would call shoes.
Yes, and evidently, so we can glean from the opening theme, a Motown-themed superhero possessed these magical shoes for a time, and then when he got too old, he passed them on to a man referred to in the series as Gramps, though presumably that was not his name at the time. He gave Gramps these shoes to become a hero called Soul Man, okay? So Soul Man, he had soul music-based powers and seemed like he was loosely based around James Brown.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. And so, anyway, and then eventually, as the song will explain, he passed these on to MC Hammer, who instead of becoming Rap Man, became...
Which you would think.
Or Hip Hop Man, he became Hammerman, which is odd, because in this world, there doesn't seem to be a singer called MC Hammer. So, as to why he's called Hammerman is anybody's guess?
I do have a theory.
Oh, do you have a theory? What's the theory?
That in the world of MC Hammer,
Okay.
right? There would be how do I put this? The power of his rap beats, if
Yes.
you will,
Mhm.
is so intense that it created a pocket dimension where the entire genre of rap is called hammer music. And that is the world. I mean, and there isn't an MC Hammer in that world,
No.
but it is so subsumed by the power of his beats
Right.
that in that world it is Hammer.
This could just as easily be in the coma-induced delusional world
Yes,
of MC
you could
Hammer.
say that too.
Driven by his own ego, he decided that in that world rap was called hammer music.
Yes, well, no, you could say that too. I think mine is more majestic.
It is. It would be less disappointing to fans. Like, no one would like it if it just, like, turned out the whole series had been hammers. Oh, no, not this again. I'm now seeing...
it crashed me out again
Yeah.
because screw you.
So, yeah. So, at any rate, he was given magical shoes by a hip-hop Motown dude.
Yeah.
Gramps was. And then together they had power. They stood up for what was right as Soul Man, the soul-themed superhero. But then Gramps was getting old and he couldn't keep up the fight. Right. So Gramps and his granddaughter, a little hyper girl with like a really big mushroom haircut,
Okay.
they went out on the road to see if they could find a man who was worthy of the load. That is the shoes.
I assume that's what you mean.
They met this guy named Stanley, who was dancing every night, apparently. He let the kids play all day. His heart was out of sight. So from this, I've inferred that means he ran a community center. I think he did, from my loose memory of the series, but that seems to be what that was suggesting anyway. Now Stanley is MC Hammer. I don't know if the real MC Hammer's real name is Stanley.
Actually, yeah, I have no idea. Good point. What the real MC Hammer's real name is.
We could use the internet to find out, but I don't want to.
No, nor should you. So yeah, when I tried to restart the mission because it crashed us out,
Yeah.
it took me back to the beginning of the first mission. So yeah.
That's annoying.
So I guess we're not doing that again. Let's go and do the actual mission, shall we?
Okay.
I love the look. Cinematic. He could be dangerous. Then freeform training. Then no second chance. So, yeah, it's locked away. All the stuff we just unlocked.
That's annoying.
Because screw you, the game, Hitman.
Because you have to be online?
Yes.
That's ludicrous.
Yep.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna come in. I was gonna play a Hitman game. We were gonna have some fun talking about the ways to kill people. But apparently, the game is like, nope. No, you were silly to want that.
Wow, so even though there's not so much, in the way of negative things or even, well, whatever, to say about the playability of the game.
So far, I mean, how much of the game have we had a chance to play with the way it keeps crashing on us?
We do have some negative things to say about the nature of the loading and the being online thing.
Yeah, like, no, the game is just going to crash on you all the time.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, the game is just going to crash constantly.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
So
okay.
good.
So we finally got this to load. Did we? So we've killed those two guys
Mm-hmm.
quite effectively. One of them is dressed like oh god, what's his name? Oh god, this is so embarrassing. Famous writer.
Look
at it.
A lot of drugs.
No.
No.
Oh no. Oh, you were trying to say he looks like from Hunter S. Thompson.
Thank you.
Weirdly, I was going with Truman Capote.
Oh yeah, I guess they both wore. Are you talking about the guy whose corpse you're dragging around?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, who wore suits? They both
Yeah.
often wore white suits.
White suits. Yeah.
I think.
I guess it's weird that I would go with Truman Capote, even though this guy wasn't a short, tubby guy.
No, because I would think Truman Capote. I would think as played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who looked a lot like the actual Truman Capote.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's just look at his. He's got glasses. He's got a Panama hat. My only knowledge of what Truman Capote looks like comes from the movie Murder by Death,
Yeah.
and he kind of dressed like this in that. I don't even know if that's
So
true.
to you, Truman Capote looks a lot like Guy Caballero from.
Guy Caballero.
Guy Caballero, excuse me, from
SCTV.
SCTV. Yeah.
I guess in my head he does. but I don't have a lot to back that up. And of course, the other familiarity I have with Truman Capote
Mhm.
is that the character from the X-Files and Millennium,
Yeah.
Jose Chung,
hmm
was sort of based on Truman Capote.
Have you ever seen the show? I think it was called High School USA.
I've not seen the show High School yet.
Okay, it was an animated series. I want to say the guy who played Starburns was involved in it. What's the name of the fellow there who does the animation? Who was Starburns on Community?
Starburns on Community is Dino Stamatopoulos.
That's it. Yes, I think it was done by his animation company, as a companion piece to Axe Comp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a pseudo Archie based show, except about horrible people, right?
As you do.
Yeah. And there was an episode in which it was like an episode about like bullying and anti-bullying campaigns, but because it's the modern times, the bully is a guy who sends you mean texts, like artfully crafted, highly observant, mean texts about yourself, and he was a Truman Capote type. Like he looked and sounded like Truman Capote, and he was the bully picking on the jock with his cruel taunts through Twitter and the like.
Okay, that's pretty great.
Yeah. And that was another Truman Capote character on TV. I just wanted to call attention to.
No, I'm a big fan of. Okay, freeform training. There we go.
That's better.
All right. You are free to choose your approach, and you can use the challenges to guide you. Complete as many challenges as possible. Okay, what are the challenges? Poison the target with rat poison.
Okay.
Distract a guard using a generator. Throw a coin to cause a distraction.
Oh.
Disguise yourself as Norfolk. Meet with the target. Assassinate target with fiber wire. What?
Wow.
Assassinate Calvin Ritter by drowning him in a toilet.
Yikes, that's gross.
Board the yacht disguised as a security guard. Sweet. Join the crew. Find the yacht crew disguised in the cabin on deck 00. Place a weapon and have a guard find it. That's a weird thing to want to do. Pay that stuntman a bonus. Assassinate the target with remote explosives. Nice. Store securely. Find the rat poison on deck 00. The cleaner. Hide the target in a closet. Okay, this all sounds very doable.
Yeah, I think that low flow toilets would make things harder for Hitmen.
Do they have a lower level on them too?
I think they do. I think the water, you've ever gone like an airplane toilet or something, you're like, my God,
that's an airplane toilet.
There's hardly any water in there.
Well, no, just because it would spill around in turbulence.
That's true.
Airplane toilets only have water to flush themselves out. Now we're talking about airline. How did we get there?
I don't know. Never use a bus toilet. Those are just wrong.
No, they're disturbing.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to say the most disgusting thing I've ever said in my life. So I hate that this is going to happen, but it's going to happen, and I apologize in advance.
Right.
So, have you ever used a train toilet?
I probably did, because I once took a train that was like a 20-hour train trip, so I used a toilet.
You almost certainly did.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I discovered about train toilets.
Okay.
I don't have a lockpick or a crowbar, so I can't break through this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sneak up behind this guard. I'm going to murder him using science.
Mm-hmm.
The science of fiber wire.
Right.
Then, upon doing that, I will steal his costume.
Mm-hmm.
Garrot! His costume.
Right.
And then get onto the yacht via a yacht security costume. Thoughts? That seems good, right?
I'd say do that.
Okay. So, so now the most disgusting thing I've ever talked about in my life.
Okay.
I had to use a washroom in a train once.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that they do not have containment tanks the way planes do.
Okay.
In point of fact...
Yes.
What happens when you quote-unquote flush the toilet in a what do you call it? Train,
yeah.
Is it opens a compartment and just dumps out onto the tracks.
Ew.
To the point where if you flush the toilet, you can literally just see the tracks underneath.
So I should never... That's scary, and I should never walk on train tracks, not only because I could be run over by a train, but because they're covered in feces.
Yes, that would be why. That would be my takeaway.
I wonder if the intense momentum of the train serves to dissipate that any, or is it really just making it worse? Spreading it over a wider.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, this is going to sound terrible, so
Yeah.
I apologize again for saying this, because I'm also pretty bad at Hitman, it turns out.
Right.
As you can see. I guess I would imagine that it would just splash around onto the wheels and undercarriage of the train.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's a horrible, disgusting situation I'm bringing up. So
never tie yourself to the bottom of a train like the guy did with a car in Point
Cape
Scary.
Fear.
Cape Fear. Point Scary.
Famous film Point Scary.
Yeah, Point Scary.
The place where Richard Scarry lives. Where all those Richard Scarry books take place.
It's where he gets his inspiration, yeah.
That famous place.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to be a jerk about this, but I got a guy's costume. I dressed up in it.
That's right.
And then when I had done that, I walked past these guards, and they were immediately like, okay, that's what happened. So see the dot over this one guy's head?
I will in a minute.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about the delay. I apologize.
That's no
so
problem.
Some guys have dots over their head. And if you have a dot over your head, you are a guy who's good at his job.
I do see that dot over his head now.
And if he's good at his job, he will notice that me, random bald guy, is not actually a security guard, but rather just a doof pretending to be a security guard. Hey, when I started the mission, I could have picked up a lockpick, some coins to throw to distract people, and a bomb. So, yeah, this is all ways I could have done this way better to start with. All right, so, note to people, look around when you're starting your mission, because there's bombs, there's things, there's a shotgun, there's an assault rifle. I could just go on a murder rampage, or murder page.
Mm-hmm. There's gold in them thar hills, is what you're saying.
Well, that isn't what I was saying.
Well, I mean, like, in a figurative sense, if by gold we mean murder weapons.
Yes. So here's the guy who I could dress up as, pretend to be, and have the meeting.
Right.
Except the problem is, there's a guy right there, and then a bunch of other guys. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, how would I get him to a location where I could secretly knock him out and, see. Oh, why don't I try talking to him?
Yeah.
Be like, excuse me, sir, we have to go over there and talk about a thing. No, you can't talk to him.
Oh, okay. That is not an option.
Was strangely not unnerved by having a guy standing directly in front of him.
He's very engrossed in his...
glaring at him.
Is he texting?
He is texting.
Oh, I thought this was 20 years ago.
Oh. Oh my god! How did I not notice that? You are my hero, sir.
He wasn't writing in a notepad.
No, he was texting.
Well, I heard that they had texting in Japan in the late 90s, but I don't know.
This is 1996.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it makes sense.
Australia.
And he's an older gentleman, too.
Yeah, that is... wow.
Did rich people have texting?
No.
Can we, pretend that as a rich man, he and, 12 other rich men on Earth, communicate using, a small... Oh, maybe it was, a BlackBerry or something? Wait, did they have...
It's 1996.
Did they have some sort of handheld computer devices that people use?
You know what, let's settle this by just walking up to him again and seeing what he was holding in his hand.
This is like when people said that they could see an old lady on a cell phone in that Chaplin movie.
Yeah, but it turns out it was just a hearing aid, but yes.
It turns out it was a large block of cheese.
All right, maybe we're crazy.
Okay.
That is a smartphone he's texting on.
Yeah, there's no denying that.
I cannot make this clear enough.
And yet they got the thing with the computer being a big clunky desk computer.
Wow. Yeah, because I was about to say, oh no, this is a flashback to his first mission. But no, it's a flashback to his agency training. So I'm like, maybe he's doing retraining about his first mission, but no. What's the plot of this is he actually did this murder, and now we're doing as part of his training, a recreation of this murder he did so they can see how he operates.
This is what I don't understand about errors like that. Whoever made this game isn't 5. They're a person who was alive when there wasn't texting.
Yeah.
But it's become so much a part of people's lives that they forget that it didn't exist and don't even think of it as a novelty. You know what I mean? It's no, it's just, dinosaurs were texting.
Yeah, humans have always had texting.
Yeah.
We've always been at war with Oceania.
Exactly. Very similar kind of creepy
Yeah,
situation.
might be a weird way to do that reference, but I stand by it. All right, so there's supposed to be rat poison down here that we could use to rat poison him.
Would make sense.
I got a wrench. That's badass.
It is.
Can I use the wrench to break doors or something? Or no?
They'll throw a monkey wrench into their plans.
Hey, there's the crowbar I can use to break locks.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Also, I can probably use it to murder people.
Most likely. This is an excellent murder weapon.
All right, now I'm on the back deck of the boat. I have no idea where the guy... Ooh, I can use this to describe him. Describe him? Ah, language is so bad for me.
You mean murder him?
Distract him.
Oh, okay. Describe could be some, like, you know, I'm going to describe him by writing a description of him as a note on my Chicago typewriter. Would be a kind of like a really kind of roundabout way of saying you're going to kill someone.
This is the most elaborate way of saying you're going to murder someone I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to describe him. Write a note about him, you might say, using the old Chicago typewriter.
I wanted there to be a mobster who's too hung up on Chicago typewriter as a thing that it's like he goes like way out of the way all the time in that way. Like, I'm going to write a whole novel about this guy, you see. What do you mean a novel, Vinny? A novel on my Chicago typewriter?
Well, if you were to, I think that might be excessive, Vinny. And then you're supposed to ask why. In case
Why, Vinny, would it be excessive?
Well, according to your own terminology, I would imagine that every bullet put out of a Chicago typewriter, so called because of the clacking sound it makes when it shoots, is equivalent to one key being hit on a typewriter. So, to write a novel with a Chicago typewriter, you would have to shoot someone, well, let's say a novel has 40,000 words with an average word length of 4 words, 200,000 times.
Yeah, that would be a little bit excessive.
So what I'm saying, Vinny, is that might be slightly excessive. But only slightly.
Cost a lot, for sure.
And that's been the Chicago typewriter sketch.
Here's a question. Did they call it the ink thing that you reload on a typewriter? That wasn't called a drum. Ink cartridge. That wasn't called a drum or something.
No, right? They just called it a ribbon.
It was just a ribbon, yeah. I was wondering if like maybe that was part of the analogy of like a Tommy gun has one of those drum things that you load on.
100%, it is just the sound.
I guess that's it, yeah.
Okay, that was close. I used a gun to distract a dude.
Yep.
And he's like, what's this gun doing there? I should investigate. And now I'm doing the same fake voice for the cop for some reason.
That's fine.
Do-do-do-do-do. Picking up guns. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I wonder, can I do two gunning?
I hope so.
All right, so as I was saying.
Mm-hmm. So Hammerman. Turns out, anyway.
Definitely what we were talking about.
Shoes. Magical shoes have been passed down through the generations by different, aficionados of American music or whatever.
Right.
At least
so the first one would have been some kind of a folk or mountain man.
Perhaps, yeah, maybe some kind of folk music playing guy or a saloon piano player or some, I don't know, but
I feel like folk would have predated saloon music, but now I'm just being a pedant, so please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
The shoes look like they were made in the 20th century, but maybe they change appearance over time. I don't know. I mean, when Hammer wore them, they didn't turn into cool modern tennis shoes, so it's hard to say. But, I don't know what kind of shoes he preferred. I guess they were just dance shoes is what they were. And, I'm going to do a soft shoe number, you might say, if you were wearing them.
I actually might say that. That sounds like something I might say.
And they were called Lefty and Righty, and they had their own personalities, and they would bicker often.
Oh, like the two snakes on Promethea's staff in Promethea.
Exactly, yes. And yet this predated Promethea.
Oh, no, I 100% believe Alan Moore was ripping off Hammerman.
Clearly.
In case it isn't clear, I 100% believe.
Definitely, and down to the fact that Promethea is a generational
a generational heroine. Yes.
That's right. Actually, Sailor Moon was not fully accurate, but Promethea,
yeah, that's dead on.
Yeah, and so that we should release an internet article about Promethea, a big ripoff of Hammerman. And so, right, we'd have to go and revisit Hammerman's villains to know if any of that was further true. But Yeah, so old grandpa, he gave Stanley these shoes, and then Stanley became Hammerman, and he had kind of like music-based powers. So like, let's say he was battling people, he would do a dance. Often he would say a rap before using his powers, but it wasn't clear if this was necessary. I don't think it was. And then like something like a treble, not a treble clef, like what do you call like what sheet music is written on the lines? What do they call that? The lines? Is there a name for that?
If I knew more about music, I would be able to tell you. But I would have. Oh wait, staff? No, that can't be right.
What did you say it was called? Sorry, it was
staff.
Staff, maybe. I don't know if it's called
Staff.
staff. At any rate, whatever the lines are called, the staff, let's say,
Okay.
that would come out of his feet or out of nowhere, kind of like, like a beam, and it would become like kind of full size and maybe like wrap up, criminals or whatever, right? Like they'd be
Okay.
wrapped up in that and musical notes, or like, I don't know, a treble clef or something with it on the end. And then in addition to this, he could also kind of dance dodge attacks.
Oh.
And he could also jump off buildings and kind of, with his parachute pants, slowly glide to the ground or from rooftop to rooftop.
Nice.
Yeah, so those were sort of the
because
basic.
they were hammer pants.
Yes, because they were hammer pants. So those are the basic powers of Hammerman, and it was
You ready for this? Their popular other name, parachute pants.
Parachute pants, yeah.
So
And
it
it was
used them as a parachute. Now I understand it.
literally, and it was a terribly animated show. It was maybe the worst animated show on television at that point since I get a feeling that there's probably worse stuff in the 70s, maybe like some of the like lesser Hanna-Barbera clone studios maybe might have been worse, like maybe Bakshi's Spider-Man, which was like only like 5% real footage, you could say was worse. I don't know, but Hammerman was very badly animated to the point that onomatopoeia would like appear in the show, but not in a way that seemed like it was like a stylistic choice so much as like saving money or something. Getting actual sound effects, like vroom might come out of a car or something. I don't know. And it had this kind of
Wait, I don't understand. How is it cheaper to put a picture of the word vroom on a television rather than just have a car go vroom?
Well, I think that in the cost cutting process, there's kind of like a sort of like an exponential thing or like a snowballing thing where it's like they were like, we've got to save costs by hiring an inept animation director, and that director was so inept that he believed it would be a better financial choice to animate in the word vroom, despite the fact that that is wrong.
Okay, in an embarrassing turn, I said, "Hey, I'll poison this soup."
Yep, I see the guy drinking the soup.
And then the guy is gonna feed it to the bad guy, and he's gonna die. And instead, now he's just going off to lie down because he's sick.
You
Hey,
killed this.
how? I don't know if I killed him because he said it was an emetic, which science-wise, doesn't that just make you throw up? Isn't that what emetic means?
Perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm bad at the names of things too. Okay, where is the? Oh, so this guy wants to have a global media empire. I wonder if he'll be important later in the plot.
No, of course not.
Yes, the Mr. Cross, who 20 years ago wanted to become a media conglomerate guy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that
No.
much later in the story. Although it's weird that he would show up here in a virtual reenactment.
It's a little strange. So is this meant to just be like on a set that?
Yeah, on a set, and the murder organization has hired 200 extras to come and stand around and be at a party while a guy pretends to murder people.
Yeah, I assume that this is just a general thing they're making you do for similar type assassinations, and not like they spent this much money on one assassination that you're going to do like exactly later on,
No, I think it's just training and
in general.
Yeah, training in general.
Ah,
That guy has quite a collar.
wow.
Like he's got the big collar. He's got a are you ready for this word? A mustard colored tie. It's just
Colored.
he is all over.
Yeah.
Got his password again. Oh, so that is the glass I could have replaced with a poison glass had I not already used the poison just to bother, but apparently not kill a crew member. It's quite embarrassing.
The idea of there being like, elaborate and expensive criminal organizations reminds me. You got to see this movie. It's on Netflix if you haven't
Oh
seen it.
my god! Now they're just talking. They're like, I forgot my password again. Didn't you text yourself the password to the phone?
What?
So you wouldn't remember? Yeah, the phone that's broken. The 21st century is going to be an uphill battle for you, isn't it? Waka waka. This is 1996.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I was going to suggest the excuse that maybe Hitman the series takes place in the future, like 20 or 15 years or something in the future. But no,
So
I
they
guess
just-
not, because they just said that.
Yeah, it's like they said 20. I'm so confused now.
I
All right, so
don't-
let's go do that next tab again. Oh, excuse me, I have to borrow this bust. I'm going to smash in someone's head with it. Is that a cool way to kill a dude?
It is. I'm going to see the bust in just a second.
All right.
I'm like living on another star, and the light takes a while to get here. Okay, here's the bust. It's a bust of somebody.
Clonk.
Somebody with a ponytail, it looks like.
Yes. It's very valuable. It's very hidden.
Uh-huh.
And now I've clonked a man over the head with it. I'm going to murder him and hide his body in a closet. Neck snap.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, neck snap. I neck snapped a sleeping dude because I'm a horrible human being.
Ah,
Well, I am a professional murderer.
that's true. Yeah, you're probably not a very nice guy.
No, like, and also, and I can't stress this enough, a clone who lives only for murder. So really, I don't want to be too prejudiced against clones.
No.
But, a murder clone who was built specifically to murder people for an evil non-governmental agency,
Yeah.
or NGO.
Right. Might be a bad man.
Yeah, he might be a bad guy. So there was a movie about this character.
Yes, there was. That's right. Yeah.
It starred Timothy Oliphant.
Oh, yes, that's what started. Yeah.
And, they left out most of the cloning stuff, and it had... I want to try to explain the plot to you so you can see why I considered it to be one of the most ludicrousest plots I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
All right, so, the hitman is hired to murder the president of Russia
Okay.
in public.
Okay.
So to, climb up on a hill and fire a sniper rifle at the guy's head, and then the guy's head will explode.
Okay.
Okay? So he does that. The guy's brains splatter all over everybody. It's very traumatic to watch.
Right.
So then he's about to leave the city, and, other dudes dressed exactly like him, in the same hilarious uniform that all of the hitmen wear.
Yeah.
Bald guy, red tie, black suit. They wear the exact same uniform, which is crazy.
Right.
But whatever. So he then, and this is the part that I think you'll understand why I'm bothered by it. This character, he realizes he's being hunted by his own organization.
Okay.
And now I'm going to ask you a question. Could
Yes.
you guess why he's being hunted by his own organization?
Okay, so he, the hitman,
Was hired.
It was hired through his organization.
Yep. Again, not him personally. Through an elaborate, expensive organization.
Yeah, his organization was hired. He is one of their employees. Then he was sent to assassinate the president of Russia. And then after doing this, he realizes he's now being hunted by his organization.
Yes.
Is this due to some kind of conflict within the organization? Is it due to the fact that they don't want any loose ends, and so they are... That doesn't really make any sense that they would not want any loose ends, and it's not like he was an independent contractor, so that doesn't seem to make any sense. I don't know. Do they kill you after you do a hit or something?
No, he'd already done plenty of hits for them.
Okay, well then, yeah, I don't know why.
All right. I'm going to explain this to you.
Okay.
And prepare to have your mind blown.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm going to kill a chess master.
Oh, okay.
Who turns out was a Soviet spy.
Oh, wait, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
See if I got it. The president of Russia was aware of this organization, and he purchased a contract, or whatever you call it, with them, that if he were ever killed by their organization, the man who pulled the trigger on him must then be whacked by said organization, which seems really kind of counterintuitive.
Why would you not want the person who hired him?
That would make more sense. But maybe it was a package deal and it includes both the assassin and the person who hired him. Yeah. Though it would really be more poetic if you made that individual assassin be the guy who whacked the one who did the hiring and then himself. But I think I've probably gone far afield of what the actual plot is, right?
Okay, so you have.
Okay.
But you know what? I am glad that is how convoluted your explanation was, because then you won't be disappointed when you hear the real explanation.
Oh, good.
Here's the actual plot of the film Hitman.
Okay.
So he shoots the Russian president in the face.
Yes.
Publicly. Okay? Then, people try to kill him.
Okay.
It is because, and this is where you're going to have your mind blown, the Russian president, the hard men of Russia, the evil conspiracy running Russia, had grown tired of the Russian president's, terrible behavior and being hard to manage. So they wanted to replace him with a guy who has been surgically altered to have his same face.
So are they going to say... Wait, so people saw him being shot, though, right?
Shot in the head during a press conference.
And there was no way that it would be believable to the public, based on what they saw, that, he was injured and we took him to the hospital and we gave him plastic surgery, so if he seems funny, that's why, and now he's back in front. Oh, it did, yeah. Ugh.
So anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, there was no way it would be believable that he had survived, is what I'm saying, right, to the public.
Well, but that is their story.
Right. But
that's the story they go with.
But why did they make part of the plan, be whacking him in broad daylight in a way that would make it seem like he's very clearly dead?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know that part.
Was there no other opportunity to whack him? Is that why?
He regularly goes with his evil bodyguards to an S&M club to beat prostitutes.
Of course he does.
With no press around, obviously. So it seems like if you wanted to murder him secretly at some point, maybe when he's going to an S&M club to beat prostitutes, might be the time to do it.
Sure, and you wouldn't even, if you have a double waiting in the wings, you wouldn't even have to throw in the increased suspicion of being like, he was shot or something. You'd just be like, he had a heart attack, or you don't have to do anything.
He walks into the brothel, the double walks out.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
That would be all you would have to do. But no, they choose this plan instead.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stupid plan. So
it gets worse.
And why?
It actually gets worse.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets worse. So now they're trying to kill the Hitman. So you may say, why? It's explained that, because he knows that he actually killed the Russian president.
But so
when
does
the Russian president survives, he becomes a loose end. Well, so does everyone at the agency who hired him.
Yeah. And
why were you not just hiring the agency to murder him so he could be replaced?
Yes.
Why are you doing this bizarre double bluff? And how can you be sure, unless you did tell the agency that you were killing him just so he could be replaced, how could you not be guaranteed the agency would not come and kill the double as well?
Yes.
So, but that is the actual plot of the movie Hitman.
And when you say that he's whacked in broad daylight, do you mean like in front of a crowd?
At a press conference!
A press conference. So on
camera!
So the whole world saw that. So this is what's stupid about like a lot of movies, right? Is like there's things that they find visually interesting, or the kind of things that would happen in a film. Like, he's assassinated in front of a bunch of people, right? But then it's in complete contradiction to the rest of their plot, but they don't care because they're so enamored by this scene that they thought would be like visually interesting.
Yeah.
Or the kind of thing that would happen in a movie, even though it's not supported by their plot.
No, and I mean, not only is it not supported by the plot, it completely invalidates the plot. Because there is no reason whatsoever, there is no conceivable reason to murder the hitman who you sent to do this job.
And so the fact that he's a clone, you say, has very little to do with the...
I don't even know that he is a clone in the movie.
I have this feeling that I saw a trailer where it showed, like,
a place where kids with bald heads were being trained.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I guess that doesn't
Show that.
expressly state that it's a clone, I guess, but...
No, I think in the film they might even say that they're like orphans.
Oh.
Yeah, like I don't remember that detail in the film. Now, the second one, the one I haven't seen,
Yes, Hitman 2.
they are expressly clones in that,
Ah,
and it's loosely based on the worst Hitman game, Hitman Absolution,
okay.
where he's got to like go against his own agency and help out a clone, like an 18-year-old hot girl clone who's been trained to murder, because apparently it's 1998.
Yeah.
Or 2002, when that was a trope in fiction that everybody loved.
Right, you mean she would be played by Mila Jovovich or something?
Back in the day, yes, she would have.
Yes.
I don't know who played her in the movie, but I haven't seen that film. So
Summer Glau. No.
yeah, exactly, a Summer Glau type of figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of blown away by that, and oh yes, so his own agency is trying to kill him for no reason.
Right.
I can't stress that enough. Like, there is literally no conceivable reason.
Oh yeah, because it's his own agency too. It's not just the Russians who get... Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, his own agency as well.
Yeah.
Final terms. Jasper Knight is demanding his girlfriend accompany him to the Soviet Union. He refuses to leave until he gets information from his superiors in Moscow. The call will come through to be restricted, otherwise unguarded radio room. Oh.
So this is meant to be 20 years ago?
No, this is supposed to be in the 60s when the person who started, or is like the high muckety-muck at the Independent Contracts Agency, managed to kill a really hard-to-kill person.
Okay, I see.
So now we're supposed to be blown away by what a great job they did, and figure that out. I'm supposed to find the disguise of a KGB officer.
Ah.
I can pick up a brick and smash someone's head in with a brick, which is... So the idea is I disguise myself as a KGB officer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I say, your call has come through to talk to the woman who you want to talk to.
Right.
That is my attempt at a Russian accent. It's my worst accent.
That sounded kind of almost Austrian.
It's an inept Schwarzenegger. Is
Yeah,
my Russian accent.
It wasn't even really Schwarzenegger doing a Russian accent in Red Heat. It was like...
It was garbage. It was unadulterated garbage.
You've got to remember, Colonel. That's terrible too. I'm sorry.
Yes. You must remember, Colonel.
What I want, Colonel, is to see them burn. That was my Omega Red.
That was a great Omega Red. I 100% am in favor of your Omega Redference.
Yeah.
The Omega Red reference. Oh God, what is wrong with me? So, but I will say this: the god awful. He's being chased by his own people. Mm-hmm. I am the Colonel now.
Nice.
Oh, this is bad. Nice. I can change settings, so yeah, it can guide me through the game if I'm using a crafted kill opportunity,
mm-hmm.
or I can just figure it out on my own. That is a nice bit of design. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So I should probably put down this assault rifle because I'm now pretending to be a colonel. So yeah, that would look a little funny. Like, I'm sure this game can't judge that,
mm-hmm.
but at the same time, why take a chance? Anyway, so this guy in the movie Hitman, it's terrible, the whole premise of why he's being chased at all by his people. But it then leads to one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in a film. So he is chased into a train station or subway station by 3 other hitmans, right? So they're all dressed like him approximately, and they all want to murder him.
Right?
These various hitmans. Which, by the way, is the plural of hitman.
It is.
Hitmans. The plural of hitman. All right. So this hitmans. Oh God, what is wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
So he's chased to these 3 guys, and so they end up in a subway car, and they all pull out their guns, and it becomes a 4-way people pointing guns at each other.
Okay.
Because they wanted to do this overhand shot,
mm-hmm.
this impressive, like, over the shoulder shot where, like, all of the guys were pointing guns at each other.
Okay.
And it creates this weird symbol on the screen because, like, so they're standing in a diamond.
Okay.
And so, like, the guys are to the left and right, pointing guns at each other's heads, and
Are they have two guns per hand?
2 guns each.
Okay, yeah.
Not 2 guns per hand.
Or excuse me, I mean to say
per person.
Yeah, 2 guns each is what I meant to say.
Yes. 2 guns per person. Right, and so they are. Oh, where is my? I don't want autosaves.
Mm-hmm.
My finger is off to you, autosave people. Right, so they form this diamond of aiming guns at each other, right? And it's all cute. That it's a 4-way Mexican standoff, blah blah, and they think it's cute. But what they seem to have forgotten is that 3 of those guys are there to kill Timothy Oliphant.
Right.
Why are they pointing guns at each other?
Oh, that's in no way addressed. Okay.
No, it isn't. And the best part is, so you could think for a second, they all are bald guys with red ties and black suits. Maybe they're confused about which one is the one they're there to kill, right?
This would make perfect sense if they were all identical clones.
I know, but here's the problem. Not only they're not all identical clones, one of them is black.
So they're just bald kids raised from birth. There's no reason.
I know.
Within the story, I wonder if some of these elements, this is what I mean, it's like...
It got left over from when there was cloning in the plot, yeah.
Yeah, either it looks visually interesting or the original plot just said they were identical clones, in which case that would be perfectly acceptable. It would be like...
that scene. Yeah. And then, by the way, so they all decide, because of respect, not to shoot each other, but to have a sword fight. Because, by the way, all these professional hitmans, they all carry swords as well.
Where do they hide them?
In their suit? I don't know.
So it's like Highlander.
Yes!
The series. Like, where the sword would just come out of nowhere, and this wasn't even really meant to be funny.
No, it was not meant to be funny. It was meant to be a serious movie about hitmanning.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. I made a mistake. Yeah, you said you heard close combat, but you're not gonna come look into the radio room that has high security, right? Like, that would be strange.
No, it would.
I'm gonna hide him behind a couch. That didn't work.
What the hell are you doing?
That's right, there is a man behind the couch. I do not know how he got there, but whatever shall I... Die! Everybody die! You'll understand what happened there in a minute.
Okay.
That's very embarrassing what happened. I did that thing where you pretend to surrender, and then I just started shooting people with a pistol. I panicked. So, what we've learned is, wow.
And then you were killed,
I was killed right away. Like, alright, so I'm just gonna load my manual save. Stop with this autosave nonsense. Okay. Stop trying to autosave me. I decide who saves and when. I don't know why I decided to make that the hill on which I will die.
Yeah, but apparently, yeah.
But apparently, for me, that is go sit down and have a conversation with on the phone. Totally normal thing to do. By the way, apparently his nickname, code name, was Blind Taylor.
Oh, Blind Taylor. Okay.
You may say, is that a reference to
Taylor
Soldier Spy? And I would say, no.
Mm-hmm.
I have no basis.
You would say no. Okay.
I'm just going to say no. I don't have any basis.
Fine.
I don't know why that Russian colonel is sliding down a pole to get to a place, but I am not going to question it because I am Soviet soldier who does not know. Wow, I'm getting just super racist with this accent. Like, it's bad enough that it's a bad accent, but I'm also saying that they are, because they live in an authoritarian society, blindly obedient to their people in uniforms.
What a questionable statement.
I know. Like, I don't even know that. I don't even know what that's based on. Like, that's kind of a mean thing to say about Soviet soldiers.
It was an excellent Boris Badenov, if nothing else.
Yes, by Boris Badenov. He's not a terrible accent. Yeah, I'm just offending all right-thinking people at this point.
I just remembering how disappointed I am that when they made that G.I. Joe movie, that the Baroness wasn't some kind of, Eastern European or Russian or whatever the hell she's supposed to be. Like,
yeah, that was...
It wasn't Natasha.
Yeah. Oh, the Baroness, who's of course based on Lady Hydra.
Yeah, I guess, she was just Lady Hydra, that's right.
Yeah, because that's what it was supposed to be.
Was Lady Hydra in the recent Wolverine movie? Was that who that was, or was that the Viper? Is that the same person?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Because there's Lady Hydra, and then I think there's also one called the Viper, who in every way was just Lady Hydra and worked for Hydra and had green hair and green lips and all the same things.
Yeah, but it might have been a rights issue.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's an X-Men movie.
Yeah. Oh, but the Viper even predates that movie or whatever, right? There just happened to be a character called that who's virtually identical, and I couldn't remember what they called the character in the Wolverine movie. But I guess it probably was the Viper. That makes sense.
No, I mean, I think it makes the most sense. So yes, now we have completed training and we are qualified to go and murder people.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. So yeah, we're learning about his tragic backstory, where he has no memory of his early life. And so then he goes and he murders people, and it's quite entertaining. We get a little James Bond Go-Go 13 intro sequence, doing quote-unquote greatest, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Hits from his from earlier video games.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Does it have a song accompanying it?
I've got the volume turned down, so I have no idea.
Hitman. I don't know.
Ba-ba-ba-da, Hitman.
Yeah. He's killing people with cooking.
I don't know if that was a murder you could actually do in the game, drowning a guy in a tub.
Oh, is that
I'm recognizing a lot of these murders, so I'm sure it is. I just don't remember that one.
Oh no, it was not. From a profile, the mustached man he was drowning at first, it looked like a Hitler rising from a clone vat. See, like when it's just the face peeking out, all you see is the face. That's what that looked like. It's like,
honestly, that would have been preferable.
Yeah.
But sadly, it was not.
Oh, I see. The violin strings are like your garrote, probably.
And wow, they're acknowledging. For it had mostly just been good Hitman games, but that last shooting a guy through a mirrored glass wall was, I believe, from Hitman Absolution. So they're even acknowledging that god awful game.
Was it panned universally? Was it?
It was pretty terrible.
Oh, that's
Again, he was helping a clone teenage girl assassin, and he pretended to and like they turned on his handler, and he was sent to kill her, and it's like, you know what you should do? You should send, and of course he doesn't, and that's the twist at the end of the game.
Of course.
But more to the point, and I can't stress this enough, like, why on earth? Oh, she's turned against us because she doesn't like the genetic engineering program.
Right.
Better send her best friend in the world to kill her.
Oh, he was already her best friend in the world.
Oh yeah, like it's game 5 in the series, so.
Wow.
He's already her best friend. She, like, rescued him from the FBI after he killed the vice president in the previous game.
That's ludicrous.
So it's like, no, we'll send him to kill her. I'm sure that will go swimmingly.
Like a balloon. It will go swimmingly like a balloon.
Yeah, I'm just going to let that hang there. And
yeah. Well, a balloon can't swim. Doesn't have arms.
Balloons don't have arms!
Or, check this out, even legs.
By the way, so here's why we're going to stop playing this game now.
Okay.
We're going to see it in a second. So we watch a cute little opening sequence, like, flashing back to some of his greatest hits. I did, accent it like a pun that time.
Right.
And then, what do you think happens?
Is it that the game crashes?
So much better. Like, remember that we can't get the server?
Yeah. An error occurred while
attempting to load this content. You will now be taken to the menu. The game can't even load.
Damn it all. Is this because we're running other programs, do you think? Or there's just no reason, right?
No, it's possible that the fact that I'm streaming the video as well as recording it is somehow affecting the game's ability to go online. But it shouldn't have to frigging go online. It's a single-player game.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the fault here.
Oh my god, Hitman.
It's silly.
What is wrong with you? All right, so, Night Dawg?
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for coming on and playing this game. You don't have to hang up the second we stop recording.
That's fine.
I'm giving you a tip. You don't have to press the hang up button the second I say goodbye. That's just for the show.
Right.
Anyway, I want to thank you for joining us and teaching us all about wonderful cartoon Hammerman.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have learned some valuable lessons about it today, and I really appreciate that.
I'm sure they can be applied to life.
So I'm the Hidden Object Guru. You can find me at the YouTube channel where this video is. So that actually shouldn't be that hard if you're watching it on YouTube. You can also find text reviews over at Game Critics or the Hidden Object Guru.blogspot.com. I should probably buy a better website name for that. Anything you want to plug? The Night Dawg?
Yeah, everybody should see the Jackie Chan film Chinese Zodiac on Netflix. Great film.
That was a strange plug, but I'll let you have it.
Thanks.
So think about what game you might want to play next time we do this. And obviously we'll take comments from people if they have a suggestion. But if there's certain game you would like to me to take a shot at and us to talk about, then we will absolutely do it.
Excellent.
Just think about that. And,
I will let you know.
And until then, we will see you soon.
Bye.